Islands are sanctuaries of biodiversity, home to species found nowhere else on Earth. But many of these fragile ecosystems are under threat from a deceptively small and adaptable invader, the black rat. Their adaptability and resilience have allowed them to spread globally, but as they threaten native species that are ill-equipped to defend against such a versatile predator. So should we eradicate black rats to protect these ecosystems, or is their presence now an inescapable part of the ecological landscape? To grasp the extent of black rat's invasion, we have to trace back through centuries of human exploration and trade. Native to southern Asia, black rats began spreading westward thousands of years ago, hitching rides along ancient trade routes. Their migration surged with European exploration and colonial expansion. By the 15th century, black rats were voyaging to far-off islands aboard European ships, unsettling ecosystems with each new landing. Their spread occurred in waves, closely tied to patterns of human movement. Each wave, from early trade to modern global networks, pushed the black rats further into tropical and temperate islands alike, with lasting ecological consequences. Today, the black rat is one of the most pervasive invasive species on islands worldwide. Its history deeply woven with our own. In New Zealand, black rats have become a widespread threat to local biodiversity, particularly in vulnerable forest ecosystems. These rats are known for their adaptability and predatory behaviors, which spell disaster for the New Zealand's native species. Since their accidental introduction in the 19th century, black rats have spread through New Zealand's North and South Islands, preying on the eggs, chicks, and small mammals that evolved without natural defenses against such predators. The rat's impact on bird populations has been devastating, contributing to the decline or disappearance of species like the saddleback and steedbird. The presence of black rats extends to remote forest areas like the Kori Forest of New Zealand's North Island, where they forage for food on the ground and move freely through overlapping home ranges. Studies reveal that rats cover home ranges as large as 0.9 hectares, sharing dense size with other rats, which intensifies their impact on native wildlife. From Kori forests to coastal regions, New Zealand's ecosystems are intricately affected by these invasive predators. To combat this, New Zealand has invested heavily in rat control programs, marking a commitment to protect the native biodiversity against further losses. To restore ecological balance, New Zealand employs a range of eradication practices. One of the most widespread methods is aerial poison drops, using compounds like 1080, designed to control not only black rats but other invasive species like possums. These aerial drops have proven effective, especially in large dense forests, where on-the-ground control methods would be impractical. In Northland's Pikiti Forest, for instance, aerial 1080 applications achieved a rapid reduction in rat populations, helping to protect the native bird species. However, these successes come with ethical and ecological challenges. Studies reveal that, despite their effectiveness, poison baits can sometimes produce unintended effects. After one aerial poison drop, researchers found that while male rats consumed the bait, many female rats did not, leading to incomplete eradication and raising questions about repeated poison use. And poisons don't only affect rats. Even with careful planning, non-target species like native birds and invertebrates can accidentally consume the bait, potentially harming the very biodiversity these efforts aim to protect. But rat control isn't limited to poison. New Zealand conservationists also use bait stations, physical traps, and even rodent-proof barriers around sensitive habitats. This diversified approach allows for flexibility based on the landscape, rat behaviors, and the presence of non-target species. For New Zealand, adaptive management is essential. Conservationists constantly assess and refine their methods, balancing the urgent need to control invasive rats with the responsibility to protect non-target wildlife and maintain ecosystem health. Each method has consequences, and the ethical considerations are as pressing as the ecological ones. Is there a way to achieve conservation goals without risking the balance we're trying to restore? As New Zealand's experience shows, the question of whether we should eradicate black rats is layered with both ecological and ethical challenges. Current methods, though effective, often come with unintended impacts on native species and broader ecosystems. So what if there were ways to control rat populations that could preserve this delicate balance? One promising approach scientists are exploring is called a gene drive. A gene drive changes specific traits in rats that spread throughout the population over time, which could naturally reduce their numbers. It is a genetic tool that only targets the rats and helps manage their population, and may have little or no impacts on other animals. Researchers believe this technique could be a safer, more sustainable solution than poison, but gene drives are still in the early stages, and scientists need to make sure there are no unexpected effects before using them in the wild. Another idea being tested is a kind of birth control for rats. Scientists have developed special bait with ingredients that reduce rat fertility, meaning fewer rats are born over time. This method lets rats live their natural lives, but their population gradually shrinks. This method is non-lethal, so it doesn't carry the same risks as poison. Research has found that using this type of bait could be a gentler approach, especially in areas like cities, where we don't want to harm other animals, such as urban hawks and owls that feed on rodents. For natural areas, conservationists are also experimenting with selected traps. These traps are designed to attract only rats and leave other animals alone. In New Zealand, these traps are being tested in sensitive areas to help control rats without risking harm to native species. These new approaches, gene drives, fertility control, and selected traps show that rat control doesn't have to mean harming other animals. They are still being developed, but they offer hope for safer and more effective solutions to protect our ecosystems. In the future, these methods could help us better manage invasive species without forcing us to choose between protecting the environment and keeping animals safe. While these solutions show promise, they are still in development and require careful testing. Until then, the choices available for managing rats remain limited. This brings us to a bigger question. Are the methods we use and the actions we take truly our choices? Or are they shaped by larger systems and social expectations? In sociology, we call this the structure-agency divide. Structure refers to the larger systems and norms around us, like government policies, cultural expectations, economic pressures, and even the physical layout of our environments. These structures create patterns and influence our behavior, often making us feel we have to act a certain way rather than freely choose to. Let's look at New Zealand's efforts to control rats. Many conservationists would prefer methods that don't risk harming other animals, but due to limited funding, public pressure, and the urgency of protecting native species, they often rely on poison bait as a primary solution. This isn't necessarily a choice each conservationist makes individually. It's something they have to do if they want to control rats, shaped by the structures around them. For example, policies and budgets set by government agencies are part of the rules and values that shape what's seen as acceptable or necessary, which is part of social structure. These policies make poison baiting one of the most accessible and cost-effective options. Conservationist choices are often limited by these rules, budgets, and broader social expectations. Beyond policies, shared values and beliefs also shape decisions. Many people believe in protecting native species and biodiversities, but they might also value human treatment of animals. These ideals can create tensions for conservationists who feel they have to protect ecosystems, even if it means using methods like poison that they would prefer to avoid. And then there's the material infrastructure, the physical environment around us, which also forms part of social structure. In cities, poorly sealed buildings and open waste bins give rats easy access to food and shelter, which makes them harder to control without using quick methods like poison. In conservation areas, the layout of natural reserves and accessibility to remote locations can limit the options available to conservationists. Social structure also affects all of us in our everyday lives. For example, someone may choose to drive a car instead of biking, but this choice might be shaped by material infrastructure, like the availability of bike lanes or the layout of the city. Similarly, someone might recycle more if there's a convenient program in their area, or they might avoid single-use plastics if alternatives are affordable and accessible. So while individual choices matter, they're often limited by the structures we live in, structures that either support or restrict our options. When our environment supports eco-friendly options, like recycling programs or bike lanes, these choices become easier and more accessible for everyone. Understanding how social structures guide decisions can help us see that, while our actions matter, meaningful change often requires adjusting the larger systems that shape our lives. In conservation that focuses on rat control, this could mean investing in new technologies, changing policies to support alternative rat management methods, or improving funding to give conservationists in New Zealand and elsewhere more choices. Whether it's eradicating invasive species or reducing waste, understanding the ways everyday decisions are linked to social structures is essential. By working to change the structures around us, we can facilitate the choices that support a healthier, more equitable world for everyone.